Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome to our doubleheader of today's matchup in Region 10 basketball. I'm Petey Doris alongside my colleague Craig Green. Craig, as the Jaguars return home with back-to-back nights. Last night they played against the Southwest Virginia Community College on the road, and back here today. Will the fatigue be a factor for the Jaguars today?
It can be if they don't rotate and play their cards right. Again, remember, they didn't get back until, probably about midnight last night after playing at Southwest Virginia. So, quick turnaround for the Jaguars today. But, what's Coach Creasy going to have dialed up for his guys? You can see their side of the floor is empty right now. They're kind of taking it easy, just getting some rest and trying to make sure the players are in the best mental and physical state to compete for 40 minutes and hopefully come away with a victory today.
If we take a look at the Bobcats down from Virginia Beach, Virginia, they come in with a well-rounded roster. 4 players averaging over 10 points per game. You take out Dow, Oden, Jones, and Brown, all average over 10 points per game. For the Jaguars, they only have 3 that average over 10 points per game, and one of them runs through the hands of the point guard, Jaden Dunn.
Jaden Dunn, again, is a guy who can really set the table for the Jaguars today. If he can get his teammates involved, take smart shots, and avoid turnovers, I think Jaden Dunn will be an impact player on today's game, along with his backcourt mate Elijah Preddy. These two guys can really make magic happen for the Jaguars as long as they can protect the basketball. And again, you have the leadership of guys like Quavon Anderson, who also chip in, and the ascension of players like Michael Linton, and also from the perimeter, Emmanuel McClain stepping in. These are guys that the Jaguars can, rely on in a pinch today. They're going to have to rotate and keep guys fresh and, see what they can do to not let fatigue set in.
Especially with just coming off the court last night in Virginia, had a nice little trip up there. Like you said, got back late, and here we are again today with the third game in a matter of 3 days.
That's going to be a big factor again, the rest, the recuperation time, the relaxation. And we got to remember, these are students as well. So they have jobs, they have classes to do. So it's just more than just basketball for these guys. So when they come out here on the court and they give it their all, we'll see how the chips fall today. But, I feel pretty confident about the Jaguars, having fresh, not being too fatigued, but also just playing last night, kind of have an idea of what they want to do and maybe get that bad taste out of their mouth after losing to the Eagles last night.
One thing with the Jaguars and the men's side of things, they don't get started slow. They start quick.
They have to continue that fast start here, and they have to maintain it for 40 consecutive minutes because, the Bobcats come in here, they're looking at 14-7 on the season, Petey. A nationally recognized team. They're in and out of the NJCAA rankings pretty often, and again, so we'll see how they come in here today. They just played on Wednesday, so they've had rest, they've had travel time, and they're feeling pretty confident. This is the first matchup between both teams, so again, we'll have to travel to Virginia to see the Jags there later in the month. But tonight, can the Jags get off the losing streak and get a win tonight?
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back here with starting lineups of the Bobcats and the Jaguars. Who wins the battle today?
Looking for a weekend getaway? Sit back and relax. Event Management has you covered. Whether a golf weekend with your friends or a romantic getaway with your spouse, let's sit back and relax, plan your next trip. No matter how big or small your vacation travel needs are, SBR handles all of the details. All you have to do is show up. So just sit back and relax while the professionals at SBR take care of the rest. Visit SBRNC.com or call 919-264-8418 to get your vacation started.
Welcome back inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. We're about to get started with the Bobcat and the Jaguar fight right here at the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. I'm Petey Norris. Craig Green will bring you live coverage inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. Craig, I just have a feeling it's colder in here than it is outside.
Yeah, it is. It's a little chilly in here in the gym today. I mean, the weather has picked up outside. It feels like summer here in the winter. But again, let's see if the Jags can heat it up and give these fans something to cheer about this afternoon. So get ready to send it to our public address.
All right, welcome out to today's contest between your JCC Jaguars and Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. If you would, please stand with me as we do the national anthem. Thank you. And for the starters for Bryant and Stratton, it will be number 0, Josiah Dow. Number 1, Khalil Odin. Number 3, Ricky Goodright. Number 13, Jamar Powers. Number 23, Devon Brown. And their coach, Cliff Coleman. All right, JCC, make some noise. For your starters, number 0, Jaden J.D. Dunn. Number 1, Elijah Reddy. Number 5, Michael Linton. Number 11, Quavon Anderson. And number 2, Raekwon Johnston.
All right, we can see the starting lineups, Craig, is the Bobcats and the Jaguars. Can the Jaguars defeat the Bobcats tonight? We're just moments away.
It's a battle of the cats right here in the Richard B. Harrison. And the Bobcats coming out in their blue road uniforms, really sharp looking, I would say, PD, as they are starting Josiah Dow, 6'8", from Charlotte, North Carolina. Khalil Odin, 5'11", sophomore guard from Chesapeake, Virginia. Ricky Goodright, number 3, 5'11", sophomore guard from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Gamar Powers, a freshman, 6'3", from Columbia, South Carolina. And Devon Brown, 6'4", from Portsmouth, Virginia.
All right, your officials tonight, Alex Burnell, Reggie Kane, and Kenny Johnson. And it will be off of the Jaguars. It will be off the Bobcats. Jaguars with the ball. Just 2 seconds off the tip. And out of bounds is Preddy. Guarded tightly by Goodright. Preddy goes right side to Dunn. Dunn trying to penetrate. The lane was taken off, and there he is. Who else but Jaden Dunn, who averages 23 points per game, getting the Jaguars started.
And you see Dunn taking Powers off the dribble early, going to his left, but using that right hand to scoop it up and in.
Good right goes right side to Dow. Dow swings it back out, looking inside on the mismatch on the 2-3 zone with Anderson and Johnston down low, is stopping Brown down in the post. 9 on the shot clock. Left side, Dow, Josiah Dow with a 3.
And that's their big man, 6'8" out there on the perimeter shooting threes. That's something the Jags will have to keep their eye on.
Looking like Nurt Lewinsky out there. He's done. Trying to get some help on if 17-footer is short. Mid-range for Odin. And Michael Linton pulls down his first board.
Oh, Rejquan Johnson camping out. Good look by Preddy, but Johnson not able to handle the pass.
3-2. Just a minute and 15 off the clock.
Looks like it's going to rain outside, PD. Let's see if it starts raining threes in this gym here for JCC.
Good right, baseline's cut off, but he goes inside, and with a reverse layup, Powers. Jamar Powers. It's 5-2, just like that. 2 possessions, a minute and 40 off the clock. Preddy looking inside Michael Linton, and Linton powers home.
That's got to feel good for Linton because, you know, remember last game on Thursday here at home, he couldn't buy a bucket. He got a lot of point-blank looks, took a lot of good shots. They just weren't falling for him.
Powers from top of the key, and it's the second 3, and it's 8-4.
3 for 4 from the field to start this game, BSZVA.
Pretty right side to Dunn. Dunn looking inside to Linton. Goes back out to Johnson. Johnson picks up his dribble with 14 on the shot clock. If you can look at Quavion, Quavion is a mismatch as Odin. That was Khalil Odin with the foul as he's holding Quavion Anderson.
Wasn't allowing Q to get to the basket to make the cut. So Odin saw that coming, didn't want to prevent a basket from happening.
Jaguars just get right in before the 5-second call as Q Anderson fighting, goes up for his offensive board and goes back up, and Q to the line. Picking up the foul is Richard Goodright.
Good fight by Q Anderson to keep it alive, and now he's earned himself a trip to the line.
17:26 left.
Nifty pink shoes by Quavon Anderson.
Still stuck in October for breast cancer awareness. Just shy of 18 minutes as Q Anderson makes the first free throw. Jaguars trail by 8, by 5, by 3. Q with a nice stroke. It's 8-6.
Jaguars playing a zone defense to get started. See, that pays dividends in forcing turnovers and bad shots.
Jaguars are going to force them to shoot outside as they're shutting down the inside. It's nice pass and a nice look. And we get an offensive foul with a jump pass by Josiah Dow.
Yeah. Dow misses the three-pointer, gets the board, then commits the offensive foul. Not a trifecta he was looking for, but it's one the Jags will take because it's their ball off the first turnover by BSCVA.
Preddy, great defense by Goodright. Preddy drives, kicks it to the baseline. Nice ball movement for the Jags. Looking for the open shot as Anderson up and under layups missed. And Johnson was held on the rebound by Josiah Dow. Goodright drops it off to Dow for his third opportunity from 3. And Jaguars fighting for it. And here they are with the offensive possession. Trailing by 2, 16-23. Next dead ball will be in our first media timeout. And Preddy, 17-footer, floats home.
And that's his spot on the floor right there, coming off the screen. Purdy got a clean look at the bucket and took advantage of it.
You hear the coach calling a Michigan play. They must be wanting the national championship calling that play. It's 8-8, 16 minutes left. Powers goes down low to Brown and Powers. And it's out of bounds. You can look at Coach.
And not very happy is Coach Coleman. Expecting a little more from his players, and not getting it.
Coach Creasy wearing the same color pullover as Bryant and Stratton, so I'm sure, you know, that was a distraction for Brown on that pass. Preddy, guarded tightly by Goodright. Preddy trying to get around Goodright, looking inside to Johnston, and Johnston's pushed back out to Preddy. Weak pass, Preddy. Corner to Quavion, and back out to Dunn. 8 on the shot clock, Dunn. Distance from the goal. Look to drive, pop, stop, pops, and it's good. Jaguars 10-8.
Tough shot by Jaden Dunn. Not a great shot, but a really tough shot, and he made it.
Doesn't matter how it falls, as long as it falls. Good right in the corner. As Brown does not get a shooter's roll, saving it. Back to Josiah Dow, and he's leaner, and we got an offensive foul on Josiah.
That's 2 on Dow. That's big, honestly. Got to get him out of the game. And here comes Rayshawn Wallace to replace Dow. 2 quick fouls in the first 5 minutes. Meanwhile, no fouls for JCC, 4 for the Bobcats already.
Bobcats in that full court man press. Powers on Dunn, and Dunn slipped and traveled. Dunn might have thought he regained control of his foot. Use it as opposite of the pivot foot. 10-8, 14:47 left. Lifts it on the right side.
Still in that zone defense are the Jaguars.
Brandon Stratton forced up a 3. Was Odin. Here come the Jaguars with the opportunity to extend the lead. Is Dunn. Off balance shot, and who there? Raekwon with a missed putback, and Linton overjudged the rebound and stopping and popping, and it falls for Goodright. We're knotted at 10. It's our second tie. A little as 6 minutes off. Linton, it's room, straight to the cup, and it's good.
Michael Linton making a tough basket. He's 2 for 2 to start this game. Gives the Jags the lead.
Wasn't the way Michael Linton started on Thursday.
The iron was very unkind to number 5 on Thursday night.
Looking inside to Wallace. Wallace, shot, no, and Quavion Anderson with the rebound.
Nice screen by Linton.
Linton mid-range off the right side and overshoots the rim. Johnson wasn't there for the rebound. Good right passing, and nice cut by Powers, and we're tied at 12.
Yeah, good cut and a nice conversion by Powers, who's now 3 for 3 from the field.
Crossing 7 minutes off in the first half. Preddy, right side to Dunn. Dunn's baseline was cut off by Powers. Stops 15 foot, and Goodright with the rebound. Goodright pushes into front court. 3, it's off the mark, and fighting, and it stay right with Bobcats. And a first media timeout. We're knotted at 12. After the timeout, it'll be Bobcats ball.
Looking for a weekend getaway? Sit back and relax. Event management has you covered. Whether a golf weekend with your friends or a romantic getaway with your spouse, let's sit back and relax, plan your next trip. No matter how big or small your vacation travel needs are, SBR handles all of the details. All you have to do is show up. So just sit back and relax while the professionals at SBR take care of the rest. Visit sbrnc.com or call 919-264-8418 to get your vacation started.
12:39 here in the first half, knotted at 12. Great shooting by both teams here to begin the game. Craig, we've had 3 ties. We're tied at 8, 12, and 10. Jaguars jump out to a 2-0 lead, and then a long-range Josiah Dow hit the first 3 of the game. And it's been back and forth since the opening minute.
It has been. The Jags are shooting pretty well so far to start off, Petey, right around 5 of 12, hovering around 50% in the first 7.5 minutes of this contest. But in order to stay in this ball game, want to see some more of that ball movement, also some more inside scoring from guys like Linton and Regquan Johnson.
12:39 left. Bobcats with the ball to Wallace. Pull it back out as Odin.
Kewan Odin out in the game with the basketball.
Swings it back to Khalil Odin. Kewan for 3. It's off the mark, and Bobcats saving it. Baseline jumper, floating it over the rim and right in the hands of Michael Litton. Both teams with 2 turnovers here in opening 8 minutes. Pretty nice pass and a turnover. Odin to Brown and Powers.
Fast break by the Bobcats. Powers finishes it off. Powers now 4 for 4 from the field, 9 points.
Brady guarded tightly by Kewan. As Linton.
It's not really Linton's shot there, Petey. I would like to see him try to maybe post up and get to the bucket. Shooting these fadeaways, that's more of an Elijah Preddy, Jaden Dunn type of shot. But, I'd like to see big Mike Linton just turn around, take advantage of the size. I mean, he's being guarded right now by Khalil Odin. He's definitely got a size advantage. Now they switch him up and put Wallace on Odin, on Linton.
Regquan Johnson.
Good shot by Johnston too, Petey. I mean, and a nice find by Linton. Nice, easy, little short range jump shot. That's definitely within Regquan Johnson's range. And that's what I mean by the inside scoring by the bigs.
Khalil Odom. Go left side to his brother. 10:52 left. Nice pass down low, but is unable to hold on to it. Was Powers. Khalil Odom will have a seat as Kenari Jones checks in.
Nearly resulted in a turnover there, but.
Got a foul by Jamar Powers with the kick. So Brown will check in. Check in for Jamar. Elijah Preddy look to come in to Michael Linton. 10:35 left, knotted at 14. We got 4 ties in the first 10 minutes. And Regquan Johnson with a over and back. There's Reggie Kane with the call. 10:22 left is Odin. Nice pass inside to Wallace, and Wallace is able to convert.
Got a little lucky roll on that shot too, Wallace did.
Dunn gets his own rebound and a putback.
And we see Jaden challenging Wallace, trying to draw a foul on the big man. Wasn't able to get the call, but was able to get the ball to fall down into the hoop.
Jones working out heavy side. It goes to Odom. Odom with a Euro step. Enough English on it. 16 to 18. Correction, 18 to 16, 9:42 left. Got a 30-second timeout. We're going to stay right here. 9:42 left. Craig, 4 ties in opening 10.5 minutes. A lot of back and forth basketball as the Jaguars are poised to get this win today against the Bobcats.
It is a lot of back and forth basketball happening right now. And, you know, not a lot of sloppy play either, you know, minimal turnovers. The Jags are controlling things in terms of the foul department. One thing they've done well right now is try to draw fouls on some of the impact players like Dow. You know, their big 6'8" guy is sitting on the bench now with 2 fouls. Probably won't see him again until the final 20 minutes of the game. And, you know, we see Jaden Gregory come into the game, another guy who can play down low and also stretch the floor and step outside and shoot long range. So see what kind of impact Jaden Gregory has against the Bobcats defense. They're going to have to make up for him. You know, let's see if they try to draw him away from the basket.
It's pretty. Straight to the hole, drops it off to Linton, and Linton shots blocked, and we have a foul. And that was
Wait, they got
Davon Brown with the foul. 18 to 16. Michael Linton stands in for the first opportunity for the free throw line today. Nothing but nylon.
See him take a nice deep breath before he took that free throw, relax himself, get his feet squared up, body squared up right at the rim, perfect rotation and release. 2 for 2. So Anderson comes in to replace Linton.
Bobcats spinning the ball, trying to keep the Jaguars on their heels as Wallace mid-range is too hard.
Johnston goes down in a heap. Might have took an inadvertent leg or knee to the head. Now Wallace will take a seat. Powers comes back in, so probably one of the smaller lineups for Bryant and Stratton right now in the game, as Brown is playing the 4 or the 5 position against Linton.
Not at 18, just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. 11 on the shot clock as Purdy penetrates, 15-footer, good.
Got it to fall. That's some of his game there, kind of lulled the defender to sleep. You know, crossing over, raising, firing, and hitting. Look at that indoor pass right there, that outlet.
Right to Brown. Brown camping out down low and no one paying attention.
Somehow avoided all the Jaguar defenders' hands over the top. A good find to see Powers down low. Powers, 5 of 6 from the field. And Jaden Dunn can't believe it.
And we got a technical foul on Odom.
I saw a piece of profanity come out of Jaden Dunn's mouth, and I think that's why he was tagged by the technical. Tagged with the technical. Referee heard it. I read his lips, and I saw it come off his lips. So Jamar Powers, PD, he of 11 points already, will do the honors.
20 to 20 is Powers misses the free throw.
First appearance for Emmanuel McLean getting ready to come into the game. And he will replace Jaden Dunn, who has 2 fouls. And remember, folks, if you're new to college basketball, a technical foul counts as a personal foul. Does not count as a team foul, but will count against you as a personal foul, which means that Jaden Dunn has 3 more left before he is disqualified.
21-20, 8:16 left. Odin looking inside. Will stop and top. And it's...
Got to call that over the back on Brown.
They did not call the foul. He stepped on the baseline. 21-20. 8:03 left.
Yeah, Powers jumped all over the back. Surprised they didn't call that.
Brady back out to McLean. McLean looking for some help is Michael Litton. McLean driving. Going up off that baseline, 22 for the Jaguars.
Yeah. Talked about the reserves of the Jaguars being able to contribute offensively. Emmanuel McLean, first opportunity he gets, puts the ball in the bucket. Now 5 turnovers for the Bobcats. Jags haven't really had any kind of slow lulls here that taken them out of this game. They've had the momentum for a majority of this contest, but it's been going really back and forth.
22-21, Jaguars looking to extend the lead. It's a turnover. Nice pass, and he converts with the layup from...
Jones got that layup to go amongst all the bodies in the way. Talked about the Jaguars having control, in a tight game. Can't afford turning the ball over. Looks like they did for a second consecutive time.
And ahead and going up. 25-22. Jaguars, 2 straight turnovers and 4 points.
It's Kenari Jones, 2 straight layups off of turnovers.
Bodies flying, and coming out with it is Brown, and shots off the mark. Nice move by Linton to Anderson.
All right.
They saw what I saw. It looked like a flop by Quavion. We got a timeout, 25-22. We're going to take it with them. 6:07 left.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Sit back and relax. Your all-inclusive event management and travel planning company. Visit sbrnc.com or call 919-264-8418 to start planning your next adventure.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Jaguars trail 25-22 over the Bobcats with 2 straight turnovers and 4 points. Bobcats way, as we see Singletary checking in for the Jaguars. Out of the timeout, 6 minutes left, first half. Bobcats and Jaguars.
Whole new dynamic brought onto the court by Coach Creasy with Singleton and McLean in the backcourt.
Fight for an offensive rebound for Brown, and they kick it around. And top of the key for Odin, and Odin, nothing but nylon.
Bobcats taking advantage. Khalil Odin comes back into the game and knocks it down. Now another turnover.
And ducking it right on the Jaguars is Brown, and that's his 4th consecutive point.
Yeah, Brown flushes the deuce there, Petey, and too many empty possessions for the Jaguars. Now they're down by 8.
Singleton with a reach.
You don't want to compound the issue now by fouling. So Preddy comes back into the game. And McLean will sit down. Took one shot and made it, but did not do much else with his trip on the floor.
Jaguars need to crash the boards. Preddy stops, 14-footer, and it's good.
Got to get back to what got them into this game. Good ball movement, rebounding, good solid defense.
Brown camping out and with the alley-oop and misses an opportunity for 6 straight points.
On this inbounds play, got to keep Brown away from the basket. He's very athletic, as you can see. Brown and Powers are the 2 guys that you'd have to worry about scoring down low. Want to make the Bobcats take a bad perimeter shot here if you can.
Definitely don't want him set up in the corner. It's Purdy with a steal, going to Singleton.
Bobcats did a good job getting back on defense to stop the transition.
Stays right with the Jaguars. Is off of the hands of Powers. Wallace checks in for Brown. .418 left, 30-24.
Defense by Wallace affected that pass, and unfortunately Linton couldn't handle it, and another turnover by JCC. That's their 7th turnover the first half.
Odin, shot is off the mark. And picking up the foul is Linton.
Got to close out on these shooters. Khalil Odin is capable. He's taken 5 threes already in this first half. Only made 1 of them, but you don't want to let him get hot. As that time, Jamar Powers able to knock down short-range jump shot about 12 feet away. 3:40 to go in this first half. Here comes Elijah Preddy. Preddy against the defense of Goodwright.
Yeah, Goodwright's got some quick hands as it was deflected on the pass. With Johnston, Raekwon fighting for it and coming out with it. There's Rayshawn Wallace. Wallace looking to the corner. 3 on the way, and it does not fall. And Raekwon gets a rebound. It's a nice look by Khalil Odin. As he was wide open in the corner on the drive and kick. Coming up on 3 minutes as Raekwon sets the screen for Preddy. Preddy stops, 18-footer short, and fighting and coming out with us Wallace along with his teammate Goodwright. They'll go baseline, and Odin with the easy layup off the opposite side.
It's the first shot that Odin has taken in a while that was not a 3-point basket. He took 6 straight 3-point shots to that point.
Up and under by Preddy is off the mark. Michael Linton there to clean it up. timeout, Jaguars. We're going to stay right here. 34-26. Craig, for the first opening 12 minutes, we had a tight, close game, and then the Bobcats open up to a 30-22 lead, and now the Jaguars on a little run they put together, 4-2.
Yep, and that was all. A lot of that had to do with just empty possessions by the Jaguars, turnovers, not getting the boards that they needed to, and you can see Bryant Stratton had the momentum and helped build themselves back up to an 8-point lead in what was a really, really tight game for the first 15 or 16 minutes of the first half.
2:32 left. 8-point lead. Bobcats. Both teams with 16 fouls.
Final 2.5 minutes. What will Coach Creasy do to stop the bleeding and to get his team back
out to
into
clear
this
it
game?
out is Jones. Had a screen by Brown, go to the left side of Jones. Jones inside on the mismatch, and he was denied at the rim, by the rim. It's Powers. So picking up the foul for the Jaguars, Raekwon Johnston. That's a 17th foul for the Jaguars here in the first half.
Every free throw, every foul now will be a 1-and-1 at a minimum for the Bobcats, as Powers misses the first free throw attempt. He is 1 of 3 from the line.
This is both opportunities. The Jaguars put together a quick 2-minute offense. Pretty driving and turns it over. All alone is Jones for a layup.
Yeah, too much trying to thread the needle. You know, throwing the ball into the passing lanes there with hands everywhere. That was an easy turnover and conversion by Jones.
Nice pass to Raekwon from Linton to Raekwon.
And Johnston able to finish at the rim. That's his 4th point of the game. Good look by Linton. That time the pass was able to get through the defenders, and Jags able to score.
Jones inside. Nice pass into Powers, and Powers kicks it back out. They'll whip it around, back inside to Powers. Powers didn't like what he had and the chance to score, and it's stripped. Great defense by Emmanuel McLean.
The ball went off the leg of Oden, too. I thought I saw the funky deflection from over here. Our referee down to the baseline as well saw it, so it's going to be Jags' ball with under a minute to go. They could probably get a 2-for-1 if they hurry up here.
36-28. Nice pass into Linton. And Linton, not sure how you couldn't be fouled with 2 Bobcats on top of you. But the ref's whistles were swallowed.
Clearly, they are not too keen on blowing the whistle so far today. The Jags will have a chance if the Bobcats run the shot clock all the way down. They'll have about 1 or 2 seconds left. Gregory with his 2nd foul, 18th foul, and now a 1-and-1 coming up for Bryant and Stratton.
So Brown will shoot 2. Checking in, Rayshawn Wallace will check in.
Smart coming in with him. Jaguars will potentially have 13.7 to use here at the end of the first half, as the first free throw is no good, but the offensive board So wait and see what the referees will call here. I think they called a technical foul on Coach Jay Creasy. Sorry, a little confusion here in front of the broadcast table and scores table, but it appears that a technical foul called against Coach Creasy.
A bench technical. And Jones takes a 9-point advantage. Bobcats 37-28. 38-28. Bobcats will have the ball with 11 seconds left.
8 points for Kenari Jones. He's perfect from the field in the first half. And now they can even increase their lead because they get the ball here, the final 11.7.
Seconds is Goodright calls out to play. Double screen, top of the key, and they roll it. Goes left side, 3 on the way, and you can count it. That will take us to halftime with Kennard Jones. The correction, that was Khalil Odom with the 3. 41-28 halftime. We're going to come right back here with stats, facts, and figures after a word from our sponsors.
Looking for a weekend getaway? Sit back and relax. Event Management has you covered. Whether a golf weekend with your friends or a romantic getaway with your spouse, let's sit back and relax, plan your next trip. No matter how big or small your vacation travel needs are, SBR handles all of the details. All you have to do is show up. So just sit back and relax while the professionals at SBR take care of the rest. Visit SBRNC.com or call 919-264-8418 to get your vacation started.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Sit back and relax. Your all-inclusive event management and travel planning company. Visit sbrnc.com or call 919-264-8418 to start planning your next adventure.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa. What's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Need help planning your next sporting event? Sit back and relax. Event Management has got you covered. Whether a charity call, fundraiser, a preseason showcase, or a regular season game day operation, let Sit Back and Relax handle the details. Single game, tournament, and full season event planning and logistics services available. No matter how big or small, SBR has you covered. Just sit back and relax while the professionals at Sit Back and Relax take care of the rest. Visit SBRNC.com or call 919-264-8418 to get started.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium, 41-28. As the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats lead your JCC Jaguars. Pete Doors, Craig Green here. Craig, first half, we had a lot of flashes there. We had 6 ties through the first 20 points, and then the Bobcats step away and get up by 8. But right now the Bobcats lead by 41-28 by 13. With the technical foul on the bench for the Jaguars, gave the momentum switch to the Bobcats, but you can't take it away from the Bobcats shooting 17 for 34 for 50% from the field.
They're doing a really good job from the perimeter and shooting well again from the three-point line, from the free throw line, 3 of 6. Not that good, but again, 50% from the field. That's right where you want to be at halftime. And as you can see, they've done a stellar job defensively to keep the Jaguars under 30 points at the half, Petey. I mean, that's really, really an abominable number. And it's going to take a lot for the Jaguars to come back and find their groove and come back in this game. I mean, just 28 points at halftime. I'm pretty stunned saying that.
Yeah, for the first 20 points, it was a quick, we're at 20 apiece. Bobcats went on a 21-8 run in the half, the first half. But one interesting stat for me so far that I've seen that points out, the Jaguars haven't shot a 3 yet.
Not one at all. 0 3-pointers for the Jaguars. Everything they've taken has been from the field, 12 of 27 to be exact. And they are led by Michael Linton with 10, who couldn't buy a bucket here the other night. Meanwhile, he leads the team in scoring at halftime, and it's all from the inside part of the paint. So can the Jaguars do some more of that? Feed Linton, get him involved, and also maybe see Dunn and Preddy, who have 10 points combined right now at the half. Can they get more involved? Can they settle, keep their composure, and mount a comeback and win this game?
41-28, 3:30 till the start of the second half. You're listening to Jaguars basketball on Jaguar Sports Network. We'll return with second half after a word from our sponsors.
Looking for a weekend getaway? Sit back and relax. Event Management has you covered. Whether a golf weekend with your friends or a romantic getaway with your spouse, let's sit back and relax, plan your next trip. No matter how big or small your vacation travel needs are, SBR handles all of the details. All you have to do is show up. So just sit back and relax while the professionals at SBR take care of the rest. Visit SBRNC.com or call 919-264-8418 to get your vacation started.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Ticks until we start the second half here. PD Norris, Craig Green bringing you coverage inside Region 10 NJCAA. Bryant and Stratton Bobcats and your JCC Jaguars. Jaguars looking to improve to 6-10 on the season. Bobcats looking to improve to 15-7 and move on to 10-5 in conference play.
And if they're going to do it here in the second half, PD, it's going to start on the defensive end as Devon Brown is waiting to inbound the ball at midcourt. 20 minutes on the clock. Let's get this party started. Can the Jaguars mount a comeback and erase this 13-point hole they found themselves in?
Jaguars need to come out poised like they did in the first half, but try to get a couple more buckets on the Bobcats, and it's off of the Jaguar out of bounds.
Like it was deflected by Johnston. 13 on the shot clock.
Nice pass inside to Dow. And a shot as the horn sound by Goodright.
Jags did a good job defensively, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. As the 3-ball falls for Goodright.
It was a 2. As a 2 by Goodright, which made it 43-28. Brady looking to come into play. Got to release it. 4 to 5 seconds.
Wow. Cannot have that. And Preddy telling Johnston, I wanted you to come closer to me.
Careless turnover for the Jaguars. That's their 10th turnover.
Cannot have a turnover like that where you can't even get the ball in bounds.
43-28. Backdoor flashing and pulling all the way back out is Powers. And Powers with some kiss off the bank.
Sure. Let me tell you what, that ball kissed literally off the top of the side of the backboard and got the weirdest carom I've ever seen here in Johnston County.
Dunn is fouled as he goes up. 46-28. Bobcats threatening with the 20-point lead. Just like Patrick Mahomes is for the Chiefs. They move into Baltimore territory, leading 17-7. Looks like Taylor Swift might be headed to the Super Bowl.
She might have been going there regardless. She's got the bread to pay for those skyboxes. Well, I guess one question about Taylor Swift is, will she be doing another LFG from the skybox as she did last time? And we talked about Josiah Dow, PD. Again, he's just first entering the game again after picking up 2 quick fouls in the first half.
With him out with this 18-point lead, it's, with a tip. And I tell you, that's Brown. He averages 11 points per game, and tonight he is well over the 11-point threshold.
He's having a heck of a game, and the Jaguars are feeling it. Anderson, no.
And here comes Goodright, looking ahead. Throws it away, but Dow, he's looking for Josiah Dow.
Refs trying to figure out what the call is, and they will say it's Jaguars' ball. Don't want this thing to get any uglier than it's getting right now. Remember, this was a close game, and the Bobcats are just taking complete control.
Preddy, take straight to the hole.
Now you got to lock down on defense. You got to lock down now. Do not allow the Bobcats any second chances.
17-point lead.
And Powers standing out there on the wing by himself finally got some attention. You see the zone rotating back over again. Now you got to come back around and close out on this shooter. Powers is standing alone by himself again.
Brown shots missed, and Odin.
Good defense by Rejquan Johnson to affect the shot and block the vision. That time Jaden Dunn couldn't get that shot to fall again, PDs. Only at 6 points at the half. Remember, Jaden had to take a seat early on because he had the personal foul. He had the offensive foul that compounded it with getting a technical foul right away. What a pass.
Nice pass into Brown, and Brown with 6 hot points here in the quarter and a half.
And what a pass by Odin. Khalil Odin, to be exact. Can the Jaguars gain some ground here?
Nice
Johnson's
pass.
missing point blank.
Brady looking to drop it in the rim and does not fall. And who else but Devon Brown with the rebound ahead to Powers.
Not getting a good feeling right now, PD, about this start by the Jaguars in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half.
Dow. 21-point lead. (52-31). Biggest lead.
And 11-3 here in the third quarter, in the first part of the second half.
Brady's off. Correction, that was Dillon's shots off the mark, fighting for it. And it could have been a dagger. And I tell you, Brown.
He's been all over the boards.
Brown with the double-double, 15:04 left. Brown to the line.
Thomas Brown has been just crashing the boards like no other. Or Devon Brown, sorry. Got my mind on running backs. And Brown now up to 7 rebounds. Feels like he's got 15 or 20 the way he's been crashing the boards.
54-31. Jaguars have no time to be just dribbling out top of the key as Preddy's off the mark and Quavion Anderson couldn't miss it. And Johnson stayed right with it.
Johnson got it to fall, but, you know, again, is he too little too late? They've got to speed it up here, get on the defensive end, commit to playing defense. They can maybe knock this lead down some. Johnson makes the free throw. 20-point deficit for the Jaguars. Such a close game early on.
Rifles it to Odin, and Odin makes it a 23.
And every time the Jags get a little closer, there seems to be a timely basket by BSEVA to kind of keep them at bay and push the lead back to where it once was.
Ball was stripped by Powers. And it's another turnover. And right there, the Jaguars. Thank you very much for Michael Linton.
And Linton has 12 points now, working on a double-double. Isn't quite there yet, needs about 3 more rebounds. Tried to answer on the other end, but he couldn't do it. The athleticism by that shot block by Powers.
Pretty. Crossing, puts up the shot. 13-footer's good.
Now it's underneath 20, but Linton right now looks like he's maybe favoring his thigh or his knee. Did he knock knees with someone? Wallace able to score over the defense of Regquan Johnson. Got to be a foul there, PD, on Khalil Odin, pushing from behind. And they saw exactly what I saw, the push by Odin.
Back to a 21-point lead, 59-38. You're listening to Jaguars Sports Network.
Looking for a weekend getaway? Sit back and relax. Event Management has you covered. Whether a golf weekend with your friends or a romantic getaway with your spouse, let's sit back and relax, plan your next trip. No matter how big or small your vacation travel needs are, SBR handles all of the details. All you have to do is show up. So just sit back and relax while the professionals at SBR take care of the rest. Visit sbrnc.com or call 919-264-8418 to get your vacation started.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, 59-38. 12:42 left. Jaguars and Bobcats here from Selma.
Dire straits for the Jaguars. Half of the second half is pretty much gone now. And you've got to walk down a 21-point lead. That looked like goaltending. And they will count the bucket for Elijah Preddy.
Point lead, 59-40.
It can happen, Petey. You just have to play. It starts right now. You got to play defense. You got to commit to the defensive end. You got to close out on shooters. You've got to crash the boards. Do not allow the Bobcats to have more than one chance.
Wide open is Odin. And too hard, and Linton tracking down a rebound. And off to Preddy we go. Preddy. Coast to coast and too much.
Preddy hobbled a little bit and might have bumped knees. They're going to call a foul on Q Anderson.
Johnston will have a seat for Linton. Johnson will check in for Linton. 6 points for Preddy. Here in the second half, 10 on the game.
A lot of active hands for the Bobcats, too, to affect some of the rebounding of the Jaguars on the defensive side.
Under 12 minutes to go. Jaguars trail by 19. That's who we need to get rolling is Doan.
Need a few more of those with a couple of stops, and things can get really, really interesting. Right now, it's been a big, big lull for the Jaguars, as that was a long three that was missed.
There it is, done, heating up from the corner, 59-45.
Got a lockdown defense now.
Odin back out top of the key to Jones.
Still playing some sort of a matchup zone here.
Jones looking for separation, baseline jumper too hard, and Q Anderson with the rebound.
Screen by Anderson right here, trying to free up Preddy.
Preddy is fouled by Odin.
Kewan Odin tried to sell it like he was the one
that was fouled.
Who was absorbing the contact, yeah. Meanwhile, he'll be the one tagged with the foul. So that's 5 fouls on the Bobcats. Still not in the bonus yet, but because he's in the active shooting, we'll see Elijah Preddy at the line. Trying to build on this second half he's having. He's got 6 points in the second half. He's up to 10 points for the game. Now 11. But if it's going to happen, Pete, if this comeback's going to happen, it's got to start at the free throw line. Then it's going to start on the defensive end of the floor. You've got to take those turnovers by Bryant and Stratton and turn them into points. Just like Coach C said to me earlier post-game, it all starts on the defensive end, defense to offense. Looks like timeout called by Coach Coleman. Didn't like what he was seeing there. Wants to drop a better plan for a better matchup.
59-47, 12-point lead. Jaguars Sports Network will be right back.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
59-47, Jaguars track back a 23-point deficit for a 13-2 run, and they trail by 12 with just 10-15 left. There's plenty of time, Craig. This game quite isn't away from the Jaguars yet.
Takes one possession at a time. You know, we say it a lot because, you know, quite frankly, they've been trailing at home a lot. So we have to talk about how they're going to come back into the game. All starts with defense, and you got to go down and score, cash in.
Dow, 14 footers off the mark, but Wallace there to take the rebound and put it back up.
You can't allow that to happen right there. Just let Rayshawn Williams walk his way right into the paint.
Johnston stays right with the Jaguars.
$20 on the shot clock for the Jags. But again, you know, down by 2 touchdowns here, so to speak.
Hey, step up, kid. Joe, step up.
19 on the shot clock now. But again, when you're down by 14, you got to play pristine, perfect basketball here. Play with conviction, play with passion, play with confidence.
61-47, and Preddy. With the fouls.
Kewan Oden picked it up.
Yeah. Not sure if he said 24 or 14.
Yeah, I thought I saw the 1 and the 4 there. Kewan Oden just sitting on 2 points today, and Elijah Preddy, Jaden Dunn, got to have that one, man. Got to have that free throw. Can't compound the issue when you're down by missing free throws and turning the basketball over. Much better stroke by Dunn on the second one.
Jones, left side to Powers. .9:19 left, second half.
Got 2 perimeter shooters staying wide open for the Bobcats. Where's the defense? There's the defense by the light, by the awning. I want to say it was last Thursday we were here, Petey. We saw Zanaya Thagard hit the light up there on a 3-pointer. That's the first time I've seen someone actually hit the little lift above the furnace. That's a new one, so I guess house rules say it's a turnover. So 10 turnovers for BSCVA. Can the Jaguars get this thing down to 10 with a three-pointer? No, they can't. It's going to be a turnover. They said Jaden Dunn touched it last. So 12 turnovers for the Jaguars. Just 10 for Bryant and Stratton.
Powers, we got a block and foul on Q Anderson.
I'll tell you what, Q Anderson has some of the worst luck drawing the offensive foul call charge. He's established his position down low. He has his feet set. But for whatever reason, the referee does not want to give him that call. And then again, you know, he's the one who absorbs all the punishment, hits the floor hard, yet he's tagged for the foul.
61-48. Powers. Making the first, second one falls through. 63-48. 15-point advantage.
Anderson crashing the boards, Petey, and putting it back home. Still a little too much one-on-one stuff happening right now. I'd like to see the Jags share the ball and find an advantageous matchup for themselves. Right now, it's just a lot of one-on-one shaking and baking with the guards. So look
Great
at the
defense for the Jaguars on Dow. Anderson is pushed by Dow from behind, and
I don't know, the referees don't see that one either, but apparently they didn't.
63-50, 13-point lead. Dow, who averages 14 points per game.
Sitting on 5 right now.
Makes it 6th as it falls through off the lip.
The 2 fouls he picked up in the early going in the first half pretty much rendered him ineffective in this game.
Second was nothing but nylon.
But Linton's back in now. So you got your twin towers of Linton and Redquan Johnson together. Some extra rim protection. I think Coach Creasy knows what we know, which is that the Jaguars are struggling on the rebounds today and really struggling offensively.
Johnson. 65-52, 13-point lead. 7:30 left.
I don't know how that wasn't an offensive foul on Dow for using his elbow to shove off.
They say Dow to the line. Foul was on Quavion Anderson.
Yeah, Dow definitely used that left arm to clear space on the first shot attempt. Yeah, Freddie and Dunn back out there again together. Redquan Johnson, Gregory, and Michael Linton.
Remember, the Jaguars get one possession away from a single-digit deficit. Bobcats get on the line and shoot 2. Powers with the rebound, pushing it in the front court, switching hands, and he is fouled by Regquan Johnson.
So Preddy called for another foul. Meanwhile, the foul's just building up for JCC. Under 7 to go, you're still down by 15. You haven't really made up too much ground.
.52.
Right now, 6 for 6 from the line of the Bobcats in the second half. Correction, 6 for 6 in the final 10 minutes. Announcer's jinx.
Regquan with a rebound. Preddy, oh, correction, that was done. Johnson picking up his second foul on the rebound. Dow slowly walks down the court to shoot 2.
We talked about fatigue playing a factor. Would it hurt the Jaguars today? And I think it is starting to see. We're starting to see it rear its head right now. The game is slowing down. They're not executing offensively. They're starting to reach and push, and it's causing a lot of foul calls.
Preddy go over to Dunn. Dunn with 12 on the shot clock. Finds Johnson, and Johnson turns it over right in the hands of Odin. Odin for a trailing. Dow, and Dow goes up off the right side, and it's back to a 20-point deficit.
Too many empty possessions for the Jaguars, too many fouls. Linton finally gets his number on the board again. 4 points in the second half for Linton, 14 on the game. It's been a pretty disappointing final 10 minutes for the Jaguars. Still 5.5 to go as Dow hits a second straight bucket. And Dow up to 13 points after scoring 3 in the first half.
He's got 4 for the charity stripe here in the second half.
Powers with the foul. Dunn going to the line. Looking for points 14 and 15 on the game.
Jaguars are back home Thursday at 7:30 against Pitt Tech. We'll have the
I thought you were saying the Pitt Panthers are coming down from the ACC. I was going to say that would be an interesting ball game here to happen at the Richard B. Non-conference at its best.
74-56. Jaguars trail by 18 with 5:23 left. We'll return. You're listening to Jaguars Sports Network.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Sit back and relax. Your all-inclusive event management and travel planning company. Visit sbrnc.com or call 919-264-8418 to start planning your next adventure.
.56. There's 5:23 left. And the Jaguars have anything left in the gas tank to make a run. on the Bobcats.
We'll see what they've got here at Final 5:23. I mean, you know, an 18-point deficit. It's going to be Bobcats ball coming out of this timeout. I mean, offensively, it's really been the struggle for them. Not so much defensively, but a problem for the Jaguars is that they've been allowing the Twin Tower guys of Walker and Dow to really just crash the boards. And they followed it up with some solid defense as well and some hot shooting. Well, really, we'll say timely shooting, not so much hot, but timely.
Bobcats picking up the fouls. Quavion Anderson is Dow back to the line for his third trip here in the second half.
I mean, more timely board crashing by the Bobcats.
5 for 5 from the charity stripe.
$11 free throws so far in the second half for the Bobcats. And of those 11 free throws, PD, they are 9 for 11.
Dunn for 3, and quietly, the crowd does not get on their feet on that 3.
Might be too little too late at this point. It's been few and far between. I mean, again, Dunn and Preddy have struggled today.
Great defense by Richard Goodright, and got a turnover and turned it back over to the Jaguars. Preddy hands it off to Dunn. Dunn looking to take Powers, and Dunn hits the floor.
That's got to be fatigue, I think, right there. Just losing your feet, trying to go through the defenders. And he also looks like he's hurting a little bit, maybe favoring that right leg.
76-59, Dow out to Goodright. And can't stop Josiah Dow.
He's totally wakened up here in the second half after sitting for a large portion of the first half. Starting to feel academic at this point, PD. The Jags have gone too cold too often.
Off of Dow, out of bounds.
Here comes Alvin Singleton. We haven't seen him in the second half.
Singleton, limited minutes today.
But one thing he can do is he can shoot. They can get him some space. Maybe he can create a 3 or 2, make things a little interesting.
Jaguars.
It's cold as ice.
As cold as it is in this gym.
Tell you what, it's getting cold outside right now. It's down to 44 degrees. I mean, just like you said, it's pretty cold in this gym, and you were right. Right now, I've got Penguins with mittens on, talking about it's cold in here.
Wallace's shot does not fall, and fighting for it, and Brown coming out with it. Brown to the right wing for Odin, and Odin. Singleton from the left wing, too hard. Block and foul Singleton.
No luck at all for the Jaguars in terms of getting calls in the paint, calls in a restricted area. We saw Q Anderson draw a clear charge, but was called for the block early on. Ball is not lying right there, Petey, as Brown missed the first attempt.
Centimeters from an air ball. Second one is good. 79-59. 2:14 left as Patel will check in along with Williams. For Bryant and Stratton.
Another turnover.
Aiden Patel.
Patel wearing number 24. First time in the game today. Full court press by the Jaguars. We saw Johnston get another rebound.
Wallace with the foul. 1:50 left. Jaguars are back home Thursday, 7:30. We have a doubleheader here as the Lady Jaguars match up with Central Carolina. And the Jaguars visit from Pitt Tech, who is tied with the Jaguars in conference record.
They got some pretty good barbecue out there in Greenville. We'll say that. Won't advertise anybody, but got some good stuff.
1:50 left. 79-61. We're going to take it with them. Jaguars Sports Network. You're listening to Jaguars basketball.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
(79-61), 1:50 left. Jaguars and Bobcats from Selma.
The last lead the Jaguars held, PD, was at 22-21. So from that point forward, the Bobcats have outscored the Jags by a total of 58-39.
You know, in the first half, taking Josiah Dow out of the game with 2 fouls. He hasn't picked up any fouls here in the second half.
Safe to say that he learned his lesson and also got some good support from his team. And again, you got to give a shout out to Coach Cliff Coleman and his way to rotating players, coaching all the moments. And it's what led to the Bobcats walking out of here with a victory today. Another disappointing afternoon for JCC basketball, unfortunately.
And Preddy gets a mid-range jumper. We're going to stay right here. 81-63. Get a full timeout, Jaguars. We'll stay right here on Jaguar Sports Network. Like you said, Craig, the opening 10 minutes of action, we had 6 ties. Then the Jaguars went ahead 22-21, and then it's been a climb out of the hole since then.
Just really poor execution from the Jaguars. You know, offensively they went cold. They weren't crashing the boards hard enough, and you know, it compounded their issue. You know, I thought, you know, watching their offense unfold today, early on when they were sharing the basketball, guys were cutting, things were looking pretty good. When it went to more of a one-on-one, breaking guys down off the dribble type of offense, that's when you saw the Jaguars end up more empty on possessions than they were beforehand. And one thing I've seen from Bryant and Stratton this afternoon is that they are willing and able to share the basketball with all 5 guys on the floor, and it's selflessness that's led to them being up by 18 points with a buck and a half to go, with the bus started fixing to leave out of here with a W.
Move on to 10-5 in Region 10 play and 15-7 overall. Can you continue the 3-game win streak?
Full court press too little too late for the Jags, I think.
Williams. Baseline, he's in a corner. Trapped off, and 1:20 left.
It's 4 on Gregory. I mean, the Jags are over the limit anyway, so everything now will be 2 free throws from here on out. But with 1:20 to go, again, you know, scratching your head if you're a Jaguar, wondering how it got to be this way when it was 22-21 in your favor. Have to watch the film and recoup and get ready for Thursday.
83-63, 1:16 left. Pretty mid-range jumpers off the mark, and Christopher Williams with the rebound. The Jaguars would have had defense like this in the first, we might have a different ending.
I think the only thing left for the Bobcats to do in this juncture of the game, I'm sure they'd like to get Williams and Patel on the score sheet. So I would look for that here in the final 60 seconds. They may be willing shooters here despite the lead.
Great defense by Odin on Preddy.
There's Patel with the rebound. See, they're looking for Williams and Patel. Here they go. And a no-look pass from Odin down to Brown.
Got a foul. He does.
Yeah, Brown hacking Jaden Dunn.
Call the foul on Christopher Williams.
Check that. Yeah, it was Williams. Brown was in the area.
Dunn makes the first. 87-64. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the Jaguars Sports Network for today's doubleheader action. We'll be back here Thursday. Central Carolina and Pitt Tech. Quavion Anderson for 2. 87-67. Singleton with a steal. And Brown, that takes us to the final. 87-67. We're going to come right back here with a word from Coach Creasy right after this.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Looking for a weekend getaway? Sit back and relax. Event Management has you covered. Whether a golf weekend with your friends or a romantic getaway with your spouse, let's sit back and relax, plan your next trip. No matter how big or small your vacation travel needs are, SBR handles all of the details. All you have to do is show up. So just sit back and relax while the professionals at SBR take care of the rest. Visit sbrnc.com or call 919-264-8418 to get your vacation started.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Welcome back. The final score from the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium, 87 for the Bobcats from Bryant and Stratton, 67 from your JCC Jaguars. Jaguars move on to 5-11 overall, 3-9 in conference, 3-10 in conference play. And the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats move on to 10-5 in conference play, 15-7 overall, and continue with the 4-game win streak. Craig, Jaguars just fell apart from the 22-21 lead in the first half, and that's pretty much sums it up. What down, losing offensive boards, everything. I mean, they just come out and they did not look like they did in the first 10 minutes.
Absolutely not. They kind of lost their way, and that's what led to them losing this game here today. Again, we talked about them being able to put their players in the best spots, also being able to rebound the basketball, make the Bobcats go one and out. They weren't really able to effectively do that or consistently score either. And again, their two main guys, Dunn and Preddy, didn't have their best game today. I mean, Elijah Preddy, he finished with 12 points on today's game. In the first half, Jaden Dunn 6. And Dunn finished with about 14 points himself. So, again, just cold shooting, turning the basketball over, getting killed on the boards. Recipe for disaster today. Let's see if they can get it back on Thursday night.
Yeah, Jaguars Thursday will match up against Pitt Tech. But, Craig, I want to thank you for coming in with me again today. We'll be back here on Thursday in Jaguar Sports Network.
Hey, good to be here again, PDC, on Thursday, everybody. Sayonara, buenos noches.
All right, on behalf of Jaguar Sports Network, presented by High Level Media, we'd like to thank you, the Jaguar fans, for tuning in for tonight's doubleheader as the Jaguars on a Jaguar showdown against the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. I want a special thanks to my producer, JT, my color analyst, Craig Green. On the camera, Miss Johnston. Your final score, the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats 87, your Jaguars from JCC 67. Until Thursday, next up for the Jaguars against Pitt Tech on Thursday at 7:30. We'll have the doubleheader kicking off at 5:30 on the Jaguar Sports Network. Good night and God bless.
This copyright telecast may not be reproduced, transmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent